I'm here with the assistant women's basketball coach, Pamela Findlay. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Pamela started off with her career in basketball in college at Air Force and now is the assistant coach for the past 4 years for women's basketball here. So at Air Force, you're number 16th on their all-time scoring list with 955 points. And you've gotten a lot of honors both academically and athletically. What was your experience like there?
My experience at Air Force was incredible. I had a great group of coaches, both assistant and head coach, who just were some really great mentors for me. And it was really interesting. It kind of fit my personality to have to balance like the military aspect, the academic aspect, and the basketball aspect. And I love to do so many different things. And so it just fit me perfectly, personality-wise. And it was a really, really fun experience.
What brought you to Washington and Lee as a basketball coach?
Well, I was actually living in, after I finished my graduate assistantship in Minnesota, I was actually living in Alexandria, Virginia, just kind of working odd jobs, trying to find a coaching job. So when this one opened up, it was perfect because it's not very far, obviously. And it just drew me because of the nature of the school. It's such a high academic school. And I knew that I wanted to get that Division III experience because, like I had mentioned, I had D1 and I had D2. And I thought that Division III would be a really good fit for me. And I'm so glad I did apply for the job because working with these student athletes is incredible because they do take, academics so seriously and they have so many things going on in their lives. And I just feel like I get to be kind of like an added cheerleader and an added support system for them. And it's really fun.
And then what is your personal coaching style approach?
I think I have a mixture of a lot of things. When it comes to fitness especially, I can be pretty intense. I think most of our players would say that I'm intense in that area, and I like to make them run when I'm running practice. But I also like the kind of mental aspect of the game, and when we're watching films and things like that, I try to ask a lot of questions instead of just me talking at the players because I wanted to get them like a little bit more, engaged in conversation.
On a personal note more, you are an avid runner. You ran in the Boston Marathon. You're always training for things. What makes you love running so much and what's next on deck?
I think I love running so much because it is different from basketball because obviously it's a lot more individual. So it allows me to kind of just not even think about things and I just go for a run and I just sometimes I space out and not think about anything. Sometimes I think about everything and just kind of go through my day and what I want to accomplish that day. And I don't know, there's just nothing like the feel of just going for a really long run. I can't explain it.
What about running in Lexington? Is it a good place to run?
Yes, Lexington is incredible for training, actually. I love running hills, so it's obviously perfect for that. And there's amazing trails, so if I want to go for a nice flat trail run, I can go to the Chessie Trail. If I want to go for a hilly run, I can go run out in the country a little bit more. It's really perfect, especially for some of the races that I train for, like the Boston Marathon. It's a really hilly course, so it's perfect training for that.
Sometimes you have a running partner, Pip, and you did not have before Lexington. Tell us about how you got Pip.
Well, I think it was 2 years ago, the basketball team, volunteered at the SPCA, and we walked in there, and there was this litter of puppies, and Pip was one of them, and so I will never forget my experience here and the players that were on the team at the time because they convinced me to get Pip, and he's perfect, and he's super athletic. He loves to run, so I take him on some of my runs. He can't run all the miles with me because that's a little too much he's pretty little, but he's a super, super fun running buddy.
Well, I appreciate you coming and talking to me about everything. For GeneralSports.com's Katie's Corner, I'm Katie Wild.